First off, I'd like to welcome everyone to the 2024 State of the Village Address. I'm Mayor Paul Whorrall. Most of you probably know who I am. If you don't, most of you are lucky. I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday. I know that so far, everyone has been kind of kind. That's nice. It's nice for our public works because they're not on all night. They save a lot of money on salt and a lot of money for us on overtime. So it works out well for everybody. First off, I'd like to introduce the village board. I'll start with Hank Chapman, who's the deputy mayor. Next to him is Trustee Rabuli, Trustee Janet Abdul-Rutt, and Trustee Tom Paluski. This board works hard to do the best they can for this village, and the last couple of years, we've made great strides here in the village, which I'll get to in the program, but we've done a lot in this village, at least over the last 10 years, I'd say we've done a lot in this village. Sometimes you don't see everything, but because you don't partake in everything we do, but you'll see there's so many activities that we do and things that go on that we're pretty proud of what we do as a village here. I'd like to introduce my village office staff. My clerk treasurer, Lisa Baker. You will see her in several slides. She likes to get a picture taken. Next to her is our deputy clerk treasurer, Rebecca Beckwith. And our other office staff is Jenna Spendle. She's not here tonight. She's home with her husband who was in the hospital. But I will tell you, the office staff here, the work they do on a daily basis and how they keep this village running, how they answer phone calls, how they bring certain individuals down off the ceiling. Sometimes that may be me. It's just a pleasure working with them. They do a great job. And next I'm going to introduce the department heads. But before I do, I want to say that for me, it's like a second family. We've got a great group of people. We do a lot, not only here for this village, but we do a lot together to get to know each other and help each other and know that working here at the village is more than just the job. It's part of our lives. And so it's fun. All the things we do together as a village is just beneficial to how we end up operating. So first I'll introduce Chris Sherwood. He's our DPW supervisor. Jeff Lewis, who is our assistant supervisor for the DPW. Amy Reed, who's the one that keeps these two in line at the DPW. Mike Decker, who's our codes officer. And Christine Road, who is our Parks and Rec director. Who thinks she's leading us, but she's not because we're tying her up tonight. She's not going anywhere. And Ann Smith, our director for the Senior Center. And I can tell you that in a lot of these slides that I'll be showing you of the stuff that we've done the past couple of years, a lot of it, the work that we've done, we've saved a lot of our grant money to do other things because our DPW does so much work for us in this village, above and beyond just what you see them doing daily, picking up trash, plowing the roads, picking up brush, leaves, anything like that. That's our daily routine. But above and beyond that, a lot of the projects you're going to see here were done because of our DPW, our Public Works Department. They are a great crew. and they are led by a great group of people. Next, I want to introduce the group that's in the back in uniform. They're true to my heart. The fire department. I want to make sure I get them introduced now because all of a sudden they may all go running out of here. So what they do for this village, not only running on EMS alarms, running on fire calls, going to automobile accidents, what they do for the village and just their public presence at almost every one of our events is extraordinary. And our fire police who show up to help us with all our events with parking and stuff so that we don't have any issues. Without them, they're a staple in this village. They've been here over 200 years. Some of them look it, some of them are young. But all in all, if you've never been to the firehouse to visit them, you need to go when they have their open house because what they do and how they do it is just extraordinary. And I just think they need a round of applause. Just and Matt, that gets me out of any pay increase in the next contract. But as we get into the slides, you'll see some of the stuff that each of these groups do. That's my agenda. You don't really kind of know what it is. I'm going to go through this presentation. I'll tell you a little bit about our grants, where we are right now with our projects, and what we plan on doing in the spring. And that's some of our other grants we've applied for. I'll talk briefly on our new developments, our zone changes, and our zoning and planning boards. And then I'll give you a little show about our village events and programs that we have here that some of you may not be aware of, and some of you may be attending. What we've accomplished so far, we applied for 3 different grants from the county. The first one was back in 2019. It really didn't go into effect because COVID hit. So we didn't get to do much till 2020-21. And then we applied for another small grant for the welcome signs that you probably have seen within the past week or two around the village, the new welcome signs. And then we applied for another grant, and it was that we received that was $1.25 million. With those grants, we were able to do several things. I'm not going to tell you which grant we did what, but I'm going to tell you that we were able to do these 7 murals throughout the village, and we also, one that's not up here that we just recently completed. If you get a chance or if you've been in the library, you'll see the one in the library, and it's beautiful. But we felt that these not only brightened up some of the buildings in the village, but it also gave a little history of the village and a little bit about what this village is about. For those of you that don't know, this village is 211 years old now. And it's got a lot of history. It used to be the county seat before Syracuse came along and took it away from us. It used to, the main road through the village was Cherry Valley Turnpike. It used to have a toll booth, believe it or not, and it used to have a trolley, which you'll see a picture of that later on. But these are some of the murals. If you haven't seen them, they're in and out of the village, down by Tops, down by Brugger's, over at Buffoon's, over across from A.W. Wander, next to Cafe 119, and then the 2 over here, and these 2 are the ones you see right here. So those were done by a local person. In fact, he used to be a trustee back when I first started as mayor. He was one of our trustees. His name is Martin Noble. He's done a great job for us, and he's working on other projects right now in the village. Our welcome signs. Those are our new welcome signs down there. Our message board, which is right up here, which you probably see as you're going either to Fayetteville or towards do it. And we decided to name the 100, 200, 300 block of Seneca Street the Arts and Entertainment District. So you'll see these signs up along that area, and along with our banners, our swamp banners around the post. But we are going to be naming other sections of our village. We just haven't quite decided what we're going to name them yet. But we knew that what we had going on down on Seneca Street definitely was going to be our Arts and Entertainment District. This is our new walkway. I don't know if any of you ever saw the old walkway. It had pretty rusted and beat up guardrails. You could hardly walk on the pavement. And it's all been landscaped. And believe it or not, this is a heated walkway. This will not ice or snow over in the winter. It's handicap accessible. And this will go from the lower public parking and bring you right up to the crosswalk to go over to the movie theater or anything on the other side of the north side of the road, on Seneca Street. Some of the other projects that I didn't want to take your time up showing all our slides, but I'll just say some of the other projects that we've completed so far. The new parking lot behind the Methodist Church, the new clock and public seating throughout the village, additional flower pots and hanging baskets throughout the village, additional holiday decoration, facade improvements to A.W. Wander, Rolling Rust, Manlius Cinema, Seneca Street Brew Pub, and the American Legion, and we put up new parking lot signs, public parking lot signs, which if you haven't seen them, they're swans that say parking. And some of the swans have wheels on them, so. I told you, Lisa likes to be in pictures. Some of the other projects we're doing in different locations. This is between the upper pond, the swamp pond, and the lower pond. We put a waterfall in. It just used to be a pipe coming out of the ground, bringing water from up above to the lower pond. And this summer we had them put in a waterfall with a walkway across it. It looks a lot nicer, a lot better. And we put paving, flexi-pave out front in the bump out. That's what we call that, is the bump out, with a logo, the Village of Manlius. It's got our swan bench there. It's got our feeders, so you can buy food and feed the swans or the ducks, whatever. And it's got flexi-pave all around to make it easier stuff for the handicapped stuff to get around. It's got the flexi-pave all the way around the pond. It also has all new lighting on the back of the pond for nighttime, so that anybody going by can see if there's any action going on in the back of the pond. And it also has several new cameras in different locations around the pond. And next we have the lower pond, where we put in 2 new fountains. We put in the bench swings down there. We have 2. And we put flexi-pave from our building all the way down to the pond and near the amphitheater. And we put more picnic tables and with umbrellas down below and up above, so that people can come here, visit the pond, whatever, bring food and sit at picnic tables and eat. Our seniors like to go out there in the summer. They go out and they can go out there and sit and eat their lunch and stuff. Other activity that we're going to have down, that we hope to have this summer down at the lower pond, is we would like to enlarge the amphitheater so we can have bigger concerts and bigger activities going on. And we're going to put a couple more additional bench swings probably on the other side of the pond. Oops. This is a fish hatchery. I don't know if those of you that have ever been to the fish hatchery, but the fish hatchery is one of our most accomplished projects here. We've had it for several years, and we raise our own fish. I guess that's how you say it. I don't want to say we grow our own fish. We raise our own fish. They just did some renovating, putting concrete in the bottom of the ponds to make it easier to clean. But we raise our own fish from middle size, from eggs, all the way up to full-grown fish, and we stock our ponds with the fish. So, you know, it's nice to know that you can go over there and you can see the fish go from the eggs all the way to the adult, and then you can go to the fishing derbies here at the pond, and I'll show you some pictures of that later, and see some of these fish that these kids catch that are almost as big as they are. So, testament to our Public Works Department is that they maintain it, they take care of the fish, and we have a group that works with them to not only help out with the fish, but also help out with our fishing derbies. Mill Road Park. Our DPW just did the bathroom, redid the bathroom. It looks pretty nice, doesn't it? Kind of that rustic look down by the pavilion. And as you see here, this is the playground equipment that we have now going into the park. This is the playground equipment that we're hoping to purchase this summer to put in the park. We're going to improve, take out all the old equipment. Some of this equipment is back from the original opening of Mill Road Park. We're going to take it out and put all new, safer, handicap-accessible playground equipment in there. And this will continue in Mill Road Park. We'll continue to have, we're going to widen and improve the trails. We're going to improve the ball field up above that doesn't, it's kind of fallen into disarray. And we are going to have, through the help of some individuals that I'm going to speak on later, we are going to put all new signage and banners down Mill Street to the park, showing people how to get to the park and making Mill Street look a little nicer as the entrance to our park than what it looks like right now. And this is the new pickleball court. We have taken over the soccer field down there. The high school used to use it. They're not using it as of a year ago. So we've taken it over. Our Public Works has renovated the locker room down there, and it is heated now, has bathrooms, and you can go in there and change your skates and come out and say, oh crap, I gotta go back and change my skates because I can't skate today. But unfortunately, the last 2 years have not been in favor of a skating rink. But our plan is to use this locker room for our pickleball courts here, and we'll be able to have 6 games going on at once down here. Pickleball is huge right now, especially our senior center uses it all the time. They were here today playing all day. They're in there playing now. And they will be able to use the locker room. And then in the winter, we will freeze this for ice skating. So we want to make this, besides our hill out here that on a good weekend with snow probably gets about 200 kids sledding, we want to make this a place where you can come all year round and do different activities. We'll continue to build on the activities. We're also going to build out here where you know where out here where the playground is out here. We're going to expand and enlarge that playground. So we've got a lot going on here at the Village Center also. Some of the other projects that we used our grant money for was to do facade improvements and building improvements on Seneca Street. So this is buffoons right now. This is going to be buffoons. This work is being done. I think they were there today. As we speak, this work is being done. Huge improvements. My friends here, Dan and Joe. Where are you sitting? I won't embarrass you guys. If I've ever worked with 4 of the nicest people, besides the group that I just started working with in the last couple of weeks, Dan and Joe, Rebecca and James have done wonders to try to improve what we do in this village and how we bring people to this village. So, as you know, of course, Dan and Joe own All Who Wander, A.W. Wander, and they bought the Manlius Cinema. They've been improving, with our assistance, improving both their buildings. We're going to continue to try to give them funding to keep expanding on their buildings and completing their buildings. This year alone, we just got word that in September, the Syracuse International Film Festival will be held at the Manlius Cinema. That is big for the village of Manlius. That will be drawing lots of people, lots of good movies and films. And I'll just read a little blurb. We are pleased to announce that this year's 21st Annual Syracuse International Festival is being hosted in the village of Manlius at the Manlius Cinema. The festival is proud to offer a weekend of exceptional film that serves as a highlight for residents, visitors, and talented film workers. So that's one of the things going on this year because of that right there. The other things going on is this. This was huge for the village of Manlius. 3 days of a red carpet event right there with a movie. Oh, there's Lisa again. with the movie stars here from the movie Shelter in Solitude. And this is when the event was going on. Drew hundreds of thousands of people, and it was a huge thing for this little village and this little movement here. And not only that, if you look at what the four of them have done this summer, they put on at least 4 block parties on Wesley Street and drawn in people with different bands and brought people in for different events there. And we really have never had that. Till this year, we've never had something like that, where we could close off a street like that, and they would make sure that we had bands and they drew people in. And it was a pleasure to go to, it was a pleasure to have, and I continuously thank them for what they've done in this community. And that's not the end. By the time this board's done with them, they'll go through more. But I will tell you that last year when we applied for the New York Forward presentation to get money, Dan and Joe went with me to meet with the committee from the governor's office, and I can say that they did one heck of a presentation, and I thank you for that. New York Forward. New York Forward, we applied for again this year. This time, Lisa and I went and met with the committee that the governor appointed. This was for us to shoot for $2.5 to $4.5 million. If we get this, there are projects that we will be able to finish up, that our businesses will be able to finish up, and that we will be able to start new projects in new locations in our business district. This is all for improving your business district, and we continually try to do that. A.W. Wander. We're going to help A.W. Wander finish up the work that they want to do, make their patio out front bigger, level it out so they have more seating, and hopefully, if it comes to fruition, they have a beer garden out back. Rolling Rust. Rolling Rust looks pretty good there. We're going to continue to help them so they can complete what they're doing, so that they continue to bring bands in, hopefully some comedians, besides Becca. So we'll continue to help these people as much as we can if we get this New York Forward grant. Now, this building has just been, it's taken us a long time, but 3 developers just took this building over. They're going to turn it into a mixed-use building. They've already started cleaning it out with help from New York Forward. We're going to renovate this building, and hopefully the plans are to put apartments up top, shops down below, and a restaurant in. And I'll tell you right now, the governor, I'll be down to see her this weekend. The governor is pushing for housing. A lot of it is apartment complexes because of the increase of people wanting to come to the suburbs, people wanting to live close to where Micron's going to be. And so we're looking to put, we don't have any room for housing, so we're looking to put development in that has apartment complexes above. Shops down below, apartments up above. This one, for those of you know it, might have known it as the Duck. Some of you might, that have been here a long time, might have known it as Griffin's Grill. And some of you might have known it as John Spina's Barber Shop, which was right there. John Spina used to be the fire chief years and years ago, in the 60s, part of the 70s, and he had his helmet on a coat rack in his barber shop, and you could be in the middle of your haircut, if the whistle went off, the firehouse was across the road, he would grab his helmet and run out, and then you would hope that it was only a false alarm and not a call that was 3 hours long, or you would have half a haircut. So, but this we're going to do facade work, we're going to do some siding and some canopies over to make it look nicer. This is 6th Street Brew Pub. They're in the process, they purchased through some of our funding, the cupola, I call it a steeple, it's going to go on the roof of the old, this is the old Baptist church from years and years and years ago. And they want to improve and do this type of outdoor seating there with the money and improve their parking out back. So with the New York Forward money, we hope to do that. And this is a historic building. It's from the 19th century. We're going to help them do exterior work, doorways and steps. And right now, I know he has a cigar store in there. And he's got apartments up above that he's renovating, and he's talked about putting a restaurant somewhere down below here. So we're going to help him with that work, if and when we get the money. Public Arts Grant. This one right now is true dear in my heart because I met a group of exceptional people recently, and those are the FM students that are part of the National Arts Honor Society up at the FM High School. And with the help of Katie Gabriel, who I know real well, Katie's done a lot for us, and is her husband here?
No, he's definitely not here, I'm sorry.
Her husband's one of our,
babysitting.
Her husband's one of our career firefighters.
He says hello and good luck.
So, Katie is the instructional specialist and arts educator at the FM High School. I sat down with her and I talked to her, and I said to her, you know, this is what I want to do. What are your thoughts? And she said, we'll do it. We can do it. So I said, well, I got to write up a grant. I want to get $500,000, or at least shoot for a grant for us to do the project. The county's got a $500,000 grant. She says, I'll do that. So I said, well, that's great because I'm working on 3 other grants. So I just want to read this. Most of this is in the words of Katie. The project, titled Manlius Water Stories, is designed to enhance the public's interactive experience in a beloved but often overlooked village feature. The diversity of water-centered parks, neighborhoods, walkways, and the valued narrative of the village's milling history. By intertwining art with nature, this project seeks to enhance public spaces, promote community engagement, and foster a deeper appreciation for the water-centered beauty within our locality. This project concentrates on the stories and connectivity of Manlius waterways in the past, present, and future. We have the Swamp Pond and Lower Village Pond, rich with fountains, benches, and waterfowl, where many of our events, fundraisers, leisure activities, and attention are activated. However, we have a half dozen other parks that often get overlooked, many of which are equally attractive due to their water features, waterfalls, winding creeks, hiking trails, and remains of historic mill sites. We will be partnering with a diverse selection of youth artists from the local high school, National Art Honor Society, and their instructional specialist and arts educator, Katie Gabriel. This project is a way to celebrate the unity of water in the community, both historically and presently, being the foundation of the village's original infrastructure and economy to now being a main attraction for residents and visitors. And I want to tell you that when I first met with this group at the high school, I'd say there was probably maybe half dozen to 10 people that I met with. They were all excited about this. And so I set up a meeting with them. Katie set up a meeting in January. So I went a couple weeks ago and met with them again. And to my amazement, I walked in. I thought I was in the wrong room. There was 85 kids. And I thought, holy mackerel, I'll just have to paint the village. So these kids, one of them is taken on as the coordinator of this. I'm not going to name them all because I'll miss somebody. And,
He's here, Ari.
yes, there he is. He has taken on this project here that we have to have done according to the DEC. He's going to make a board for us that's going to show the story and the history of our swans with pictures, the story and history of the other waterfowl, the fish that are in the pond, and the vegetation in and around the pond that feeds and maintains our pond. And he's going to have it here for you to go with a map so that you will be able to see exactly what's going on down at that pond and get an education before you just wander around there and not really know what you're looking at. And so I applaud him. This is going to be hard work. I've got some of the students who I asked them, I said, I need some banners and I need some signage. I need signage to show the entrance to the park because people don't really know where Mill Room Park is. And I would like to dress the street up as the entrance to Mill Room Park just to make it look nice. So they've taken on, some of the students have taken on to do banners with different things from the pond, different sites of the pond, and other artwork, so that we can line Mill Run Park, Mill Run Street, Mill Run Park, to make it look nicer for people coming to our village and visiting our village. So that's one of the other projects. And this one, where I'm talking to Armida. Did I say that right?
You did? Yeah.
I'm talking to her. That day in talking to these students was I have to say, I came back and told my office staff, I said, I'm going to stay and talk to them all day. What a pleasure. She does mosaics. She's going to do mosaic artwork throughout the village for people to see, to touch, to feel, and see what it is to spruce our village up. And I'm so looking forward. That's some of the artwork there, but that just doesn't depict some of the beautiful artwork that I saw that day. And then we're going to get them to paint all our nice, shiny electrical boxes at each intersection. And that's one of the projects they've taken on, is designing and painting our boxes so they don't have those big silver boxes at each intersection. And I can show you a lot more pictures, but I didn't want to take that much time with just pictures. With their help, and with the help of the graphics art department at the school, they're going to come up. We want to do a new, if you've seen our athletic and academic awards sign that's up at the point by the muffler shop. It's really old, it's not old, but it's made out of the same design you make out of the street sign. We want to make a nice one, so that with their help, we're going to make a nice one, probably similar to something like this, maybe something like this. We've got a new location for it, and we're going to make it so that it looks nice. We can add stuff onto it, and where everybody's going to see it when they go through this village. They're going to know what type of people, what type of students, what type of children we have in this community by what they do. And then this was a day that the second time I went up, this is me. Anna, are you here? Anna? Anna likes to get the pictures too. Anna's right there. Anna's kind of the director here. That's all you hear.
These guys are.
Huh?
This is our president and vice
Oh,
president.
okay. Where's the president?
Okay, so
Oh, okay. Welcome. They were all set when I got there, so they knew I was coming. Even had my name up on the board there. I was a little shocked. And they spelled it right. That's unusual, they did too. But these are these are the students right here signing up for the projects. They all gather around this table to sign up for different projects. And I am just looking so forward to what they're going to do to enhance this village, to spruce this village up, to make this village look beautiful, make our parks look beautiful, and make it so that people not only walk by and see it, but they're able to touch it, and feel it, and see what the different things are and stuff. And I'm so pleased that we were able to get our students to do this. And I would really like to applaud them. Can you stand up? Don't be embarrassed. Not only is this great for the village, for what it can do to the village, but it's great knowing that the village was able to work with the students at our local high school to make this village better, and I thank you for that. New developments. We do have new developments going in. I want to explain one thing first before I get into new developments, because I think it's important for people to understand that, and I've said this before, I've said it at board meetings, I said it at last year's State of the Village address. People are always calling and complaining to us about vacant buildings, vacant storefronts. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And I'm going to just say again, we have laws and rules we have to follow. We can't necessarily tell somebody that they're not allowed to do something in our village unless it's something that's illegal. But other than that, we can't say, we don't need another pizza shop. We don't need another nail salon. We don't need another bank, because that's not up to us. That's up to the people that are willing to come here and develop a piece of property and make it on their own. They know when they come here, or they've already studied, they know whether they're going to survive or not, or they're taking a chance, because sometimes they don't survive. So they have to take drugs. But I can tell you that if somebody comes here and tells me that he wants to put another pizza shop here, our board can't say, no, you can't. We don't want any more pizza shops. We can't say, no, you can't go in that building, we want you to go in that building. Because if they're buying the building, if they're paying for where they're going to set their establishment up, that's up to them. That's not up to us. We can make it so that they design it, they build it, and they landscape it the way we'd like to see it. But we can't tell them what they can and they can't put here, unless it is something in our laws that say, no, we don't allow those type of places, and I will say what they are. But we don't allow certain places. But, so, this building, you're familiar with this building? It's next to Buffoons and Cafe 119 over here. This building's in bad shape. The owner that bought the property, is going to put this development in here, which you'll see the back part of it here. It'll be shops and stuff down below. It'll be apartments up above. Brand new, all landscaped and everything. This is Northern. They're in the process of trying to come here. Northern Credit Union, yeah, I guess you can say another bank. You know what? Northern is taking this empty property right here, if they come, and they're gonna put a new building there, landscape it, do everything that we as a board ask them to do. That is within reason. But do we want this, which has been like this for probably at least 8 years, I know, or do we want something in the property? Taco Bell, of course, has been approved. Taco Bell is, to the one benefit that I know of for sure, it's gonna save our old fire station, which is a historic building. So, and believe it or not, they're gonna have a stage inside for bands, and as of Friday, I got a call from a band wanting to come here and play in their place. So, already I guess the word's out. So, this is Seneca Savings. If you knew Seneca Fractal Savings used to be here years ago, they were in the building. It's down at the end of the swamp pond. It's now like AT&T. But they're going to tear this building down, clear it all out, and put this here. Now, would you want people coming into our village to keep looking at this for another 10 years? Or would you rather have them looking at this? And you know, I tell people as nicely as I can, look, I understand you don't think we need another bank, but we're not forcing you to bank there. Drive by it and don't even look at it. Because this bank knows whether they're going to survive here or not. And if they don't, that's on them. That's not on us. But I would rather see that at the entrance to our village than that right now. Because that does nothing for what we're trying to do in this community. Syracuse Metropolitan Transit Council. I want to say that I've been working, Hank and I have been working for, 2 years, maybe? 2 years with Syracuse Metropolitan Transit Council on a lot of different projects. The first project is walking and bicycle paths. I'm not going to say through the village, I'm kind of going to say in and around the village. And also some other paths. We've been working with them on a pathway to go from Pleasant Street to the high school lighted pathway. And we're kind of at a standstill with that right now to move along a little further. But this right now, we came up, this first photo here, right in here you'll see dotted lines. It's hard for you to see probably. That's where we came up with walking paths and bicycle paths that come through, that start off at Perry Springs and come through the older part of the village, will end up going down to Mill Run Park, through Mill Run Park, and then up to Whetstone Road. And then after you get up to Whetstone Road, you're kind of on your own because you're not in the village anymore. Now I'm on another committee with SMTC and with Fayetteville, Village of Fayetteville, the Village of Manoa, and the town of Manlius on walkable and bikeable paths from Manoa to Fayetteville and to Manlius without going on roads that are dangerous. And I can tell you that as of right now, there will not be bike paths on High Bridge, FM Road 257, or right through Fayette and Seneca Street in the village because they've been deemed too dangerous. So our bike paths will go in and around main drags and go down side streets, like maybe down True K, maybe over Duluth Road, North Street, and hook up to other locations where you can go in and out of the village without going on the main streets. So that's our plan there that we came up with, and that's the plan right now that sits with the committee that I sit on with SMTC, and the DEC, DOT, and all the acronyms that you can put along with skate, bike, and walking paths. So that's where we are with those. If you go on our website, there is a place where you can go on there and take a survey for the Syracuse Metropolitan Transit Council and tell them there's questions they answer, and you can tell them what your thoughts are, where you think bicycle paths should be, and how they'd be beneficial. I can just tell you that don't waste your time with Hybrid 257 and the main streets of the village, because it's not going to happen. Village events and programs. Well, before I get to that, I want to talk on one other thing, and real quick, and that's zoning changes, zoning and planning boards. The village board, we will be working with the planning boards, and the zoning board is working on looking through our zones and whether zones should be changed and what they should be changed to or not changed to, and changed back and stuff. So, and that's going to take some time, and we're looking through that. And with every project we do, we look at the benefits and the safety issues, all of that. And so we come up with what we feel is going to be best and stuff. And we're going to be continuing to do that as we look through the zone changes over the next several months. So just in case anybody was wondering where that stands. Village events. I don't know how many of you participate in a lot of our village events, but if you don't, you should, because these are the things we do. We do tree lighting, tree decorating. This year, I think, Chris, how many, 12, 13 trees we put out? The businesses call us and ask us if they can have a tree. We donate the tree to them as long as they decorate it. And then we ask them to decorate. We had a decorating contest. We sent it out to the public to tell us their thoughts on what they thought the best tree was. And this was it, Dunkin' Donuts, by an overwhelming number of votes. That's Bonnie. She's the manager at Dunkin' Donuts there. You can see it. They made our planter and a cup of coffee, put the tree on, and decorated with all Dunkin' Donut coffee cups and ornaments and stuff. So, and we had several that were very nice throughout the village. We had our parade, our holiday parade, and our tree lighting. Miss Sparkle, all decorated in the parade. I believe this. Greg, were you driving this? No.
Glenn.
Who was? Glenn?
Glenn, I think, was driving it.
This is a fire department pickup truck with a tree in the back that I think they stole out of one of the rooms up at the firehouse, right?
That was Glenn's idea too.
And this is one of the Taekwondo clubs that participated, and they do a great job. They do a little demonstration when they come down through the village here. But this is just one of the activities, the many activities that we have. And through our Parks and Rec. Swan Fest, which we'll be doing again this year, where we bring in artists to do work around the pond. We had some students last year doing work around the lower pond, and you see up here chalk work done, beautiful chalk work. This gentleman here did a picture of fountains and the swans. He did it in the parking lot up by our building here. And then we had activities down at the amphitheater with magician, and I think we had music and storytelling. It was a great day. We'll be doing it again this year. Our summer playground camp for the kids. I think last year we had somewhere around 260 kids. It's about a month long. They have a ball. They go on field trips. They do a lot. Great group of kids. They a lot of them come back year after year till they outgrow it. Some of them come back as our counselors. Fishing derby, catching fish that we grow. Look at this. Look how proud these kids are. This kid's got a fish that I bet you is probably half as big as he is. And this one here, he's doing all he can to. I remember being down here when he was carrying this fish at Janus Park. He kept dropping it because he was so slippery he couldn't hold it. But so proud that he caught that fish. Trunk or treat. We have a huge trunk or treat. Last year we had probably, 15, 20 cars. It's fun to see the kids come down all dressed in their costumes to get candy, cars all decorated, and even the adults get decorated up and dress up and stuff. It's really a good time, especially for weather really nice, which as you see last year it was. And this right here, February Family Forum. The one thing I will tell you about this is it used to be called the Danny Goddard Games. But because of the times, this year we've now decided to call it the February Family Forum. And Christine had to go, but I'm not sure if Lisa would let me know. Where do we stand with the sign-ups for this? Is it full yet? So if you've got kids that want to go to this is a great event. They have a DJ, they have food, they have games and art things to do. They have a great time. They dress up. The girls love to dress up, and fathers usually dress up. And afterwards, they usually go home with. I know it's different this year, so I won't say what it is, but they usually go home with a rose or a carnation. So each of them. So it's one of our great events. It's one of our proudest events. The fire department. I've already spoken a lot of the fire department. Just so you know, these 3 trucks. We just took delivery on recently, 3 new trucks. And our open house. We're very big on our open house, draw people in. Our open house is set up to draw kids in, because what comes with kids? Parents. And who do we sign up? Parents. So, our open house, this year, these 3 pictures are boot camp. Again, we do a boot camp for a week. At the end of that week, we do a graduation ceremony at the school. The kids get to come in with a family there. They get brought in usually with a bagpiper, and they're given certificates and diplomas. And these kids go through a week-long, not only a week-long brutal calisthenic program every morning, your exercise program every morning, especially when Christine Rowan's doing it. Right, guys? And they won't speak up because if they have to go through it again, they're not going to get caught saying something. So, but they learn how to work hoses. They learn what's on the apparatus. They learn how to don turnout gear, how to wear an air pack, how to go through a maze, how to hook up a hydrant, and they learn how to do EMS work, what goes on in an ambulance, how to do first aid, and CPR. And by the time they're done, each day they're exhausted. But they come back, they come back, they come back. And if your kid is between 4th grade and 8th grade, you should get them signed up, because when they sign up for this, when this gets opened up, it goes quick. And at the end of the week, on a Friday, they usually do fire medic games, push ball, and Bucket Brigade, things like that. And then sometimes they have a cookout. And then, as I said, Saturdays they do a whole ceremony for graduation. It's a beautiful thing. So if you've got kids within that age group, get them signed up if they want to learn how to be, or maybe learn how to not be a firefighter. And our parades. Besides our Easter egg hunt, we have kickball, we have soccer, we have concerts and movies down at the amphitheater. We have our 4th of July parade, our Memorial Day parade to honor our veterans, our military, and our independence. And with that, we're proud to do that. We're proud of the people that participated in our parades and our events that go on, especially on the 4th of July when we have events going on, and then we have the fireworks at night. And then, of course, pickleball. Pickleball right now we do in the gym. Hopefully we'll have our new courts come summer. But right now we do pickleball in the gym. And last, here we have our Manlius Senior Activity Center. And I'm not gearing this towards anybody, but if you're lonely, you're looking for something to do, and you want some activity, you should stop down, see Ann Smith and her staff at the Senior Center, because they do cards and games. They have monthly birthdays where they recognize everybody's birthday for that month. They do cornhole, and they do pickleball. And then, if that's not enough, they have 3 exercise classes a day, at least 3 exercise classes a day, doing different types of exercises. They do daily lunches that they provide in their room down there. They have art classes, and I will tell you that I went to their art show that they had here for their seniors the other day, and the artwork was beautiful. It was unbelievable. I'm glad that I went, or I would never realized how good it was. They do holiday luncheons, and always good at finding a holiday for a luncheon. Whether it's St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, the holidays, whatever day, she puts on, in this room right here, puts on luncheon for the seniors. And then they do tag sale usually twice a year. That's a big fundraiser. So they're always looking for help, they're always looking for people. And I can tell you, I don't know what the count is now, but I know a year ago, they had, in just a year, they had over 20,000 people go through their senior center. So that's a lot of people. Now, this last picture I'm going to show you, I want you to know I wasn't born then, but I do remember my parents talking about it. This trolley used to go through the village of Manlius. It used to go up to Suburban Park. It used to go back down through the village. And pretty neat sight. And you can see the trolley tracks there and stuff. Again, if we could have preserved those when they did the road, we would have, but we, as you know, hard enough time preserving trees while we're trying to preserve trolley tracks. So, my hope is, I've already talked to people from other communities that have a trolley in their village that they use for events. My hopes are to be able to bring a trolley to Manlius just for certain events, to let people ride the trolley through the village, go to the Manlius Museum, go up to different locations, Mill Run Park, back down to the village, go to shops, and just have it run through the village, get on it when you want, get off it when you want, and have it here for events like Swan Fest, 4th of July, and maybe any other big event that we have that we can get people to go through and visit our village. So whether they live here or don't live there. So my hopes are it won't be that type of a trolley, but it'll be a trolley with wheels. It will be a trolley. So that's my hope. So I think I've hit everything. I thank you for coming. I thing I said last year, at the beginning, or the end of the presentation last year, when a lot of things didn't look good, and we as a village board knew we had a lot of activity going on, we had a lot of projects, a lot of construction to get through the summer, and that at the end of summer, I told everybody that was here last year, give us time, it takes money, which we got, it takes people to do the work, and it takes time to get these projects done, but by the end of last year, you'd see progress in the village. And I think that there isn't anybody that can't say that there has not been progress in this village, because there has been. Whether it's storefronts, whether it's walkways, whether it's signage, lighting, you name it, whatever it is, we've done our best to improve it. I think with the construction of the roads being done, believe it or not, we aren't getting complaints anymore of that, so don't anybody go out here and call and complain. But I think people are getting used to the village and how it looks, and we're going to continue to improve on it, and the more funding we get, the better this village is going to look, and if we can get the New York forward, I hope to be telling you next year at this time that we just did at least $2.5 million worth of projects in this village. So I thank you for coming. I got you out of here hopefully within an hour, and I really, really want to tell everybody, if you get the opportunity, watch for these students, because they're going to be lighting this village up in a different way than electrically. So they're going to make projects in this village that I think that we're going to be proud of, and we're going to be able to say, to go to other communities and say, you know what, who did that for you? And we can say, our students did that for us. We didn't hire somebody to do that for us, our students did that for us. And I told them the other day, I said, I don't want to promise you anything, but I can tell you that the person that did our murals, we get calls all the time, I do, from mayors from other communities wanting to know his name so he can come and do murals in their village. So, you know, there's always hope. So, but I thank you. I thank you all for coming. I especially thank the students. I especially thank the fire department for not getting a call while you were here. It's unusual, and all of you that are business owners, residents, thank you for coming. And my board, my office staff, my department heads, greatest people I've worked with, greatest people. None of this stuff would have happened if it wasn't for the people that we have working in this village. And I can tell you they take heat sometimes because they miss a leaf in somebody's front yard, or they missed a tree branch, or they plowed the road and left a little snow at the end of their driveway or something. But you know what? These guys are right on it every single day. They're on it and they're doing their job, and they're good at it. And they're a great bunch of guys to work with. So I thank them for that. They run this village. We're just here to make sure they don't spend too much money. But they make this village operate between Public Works, Senior Center, codes, fire department, my office staff here. They make this village what it is, and I thank them for that. So have a good evening. Thank you.